Hey YouTube, this is Team Curlew. I'm Mo,
I'm Rapper.
and we're gonna tell you how we met. I'm from the US,
I'm from Jamaica.
and basically it's story time. So how we did meet is on Tag, which is a social media. Um, at the time in my life, I was at a point that I didn't trust anyone, and I just wanted to do something long distance. So I decided to go on this social media site, dating site at the time, just playing games around. Wasn't looking for nothing serious at the time because I was on Tag like a long time. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna get on here and play. So once I got on Tag, I was scrolling. I ended up seeing rapper picture. When I seen his picture, I was like, oh, okay, he cute or whatever. But I scrolled past it. I wasn't sure, whatever. But I ended up seeing him 3 times, like back to back. So someone was like, go ahead and say hi. So I jumped in his DM. Yes, I jumped in his DM.
She first.
I was like,
Yep.
hey, what's up?
And I'll be like, it took me like about 2, 3 hours before I respond to her message. When I really respond to her message, I said to her like, hi beautiful, how you doing? You so pretty.
And me thinking, I was like, oh, here go the games. I was like, okay, I just talked to him, whatever. But at the time, I was getting ready for work. So we end up, I was in his DM. We was talking. And then he tell me, oh, I don't really be on Tag like this. Can I get your number? So I was like kind of scared. But at the end of the day, I gave him my number. So we went off from Tag to WhatsApp. And, once we got on WhatsApp, we was talking daily. I'll call him. Now, this is it. Rapper is a selector in Jamaica. A kind of known selector, whatever, in Montego Bay, Rose Hall.
That's
So
right.
his name is Rapper Rose Hall King. So basically, this is Rapper Rose Hall King. This is Mo. And as I mentioned before, me and him used to talk all the time on the phone, hours and hours. Sometimes
2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hours a day, nonstop for real. I'm telling you.
we used to fall asleep on the phone a lot. The conversation we communicated real good, and me talking to him, I felt like he was a man that I was looking for, but at the time I wasn't really looking for a man, but I was just looking for a friendship first. So when we did start talking, um I was like, I was telling him, I'm looking for somebody that have kids already, like at least 1 or 2 kids. That's good with kids because I have a son. And he was showing me all the qualities of a good father. When we was talking, I introduced him to my son, which is 8 years old now.
Terrence,
Yes, and he also have 2 children, which is 2 sons.
J. Moore, and Shamor.
Yes, I love them to death. I do treat them like my own. I do not buy one without the other. So if I buy one, I get all three something.
So
That's me.
everybody think they all triplets. You know what I'm saying? They all dress alike for real.
Yes, so we was communicating very well. So I was like, I started feeling him, and mind you, it was like 28 days of me knowing him. So I was like, man, I'm feeling him. I'm about to fly to Jamaica. Um, my background is Jamaican. My father is Jamaican, so I always be in Jamaica. So I was like, let me just go out here and meet him for the first time. And I actually flew out there within 28 days to meet this guy that I just met. But don't get me wrong, we talked on the phone every day, sun up to sundown. We know, at this time we knew like what each other like, dislike. We know each other careers, what we was doing at the time. It wasn't no time that he can't call, he wouldn't get me, vice versa, you know. And I was like, I fell in love with him. So fast forward on me going to Jamaica. So it was like 28 days. I met him right after my son's birthday. So I was like, it was my birthday time. So I was like, I take a trip for my birthday every year. So I was like, let me just go to Jamaica and meet him. Of course, I was scared.
When it reached the appointed time for she to come, something actually came up at her workplace. She never get to came on that day. So I'd be like, wonder if she try to trick on me, like, you know what I'm saying? I'd be like, But she really finally came. I was at the
So
airport.
no, listen, no. So the reason what he's saying is basically at my job they didn't have like no one to cover me while I was going for the 5 days. So basically I was like, hey, I called and I was like, hey, I can't come. I have to change to another day. So he was like, man, she playing these games like she ain't real. I did it twice. So the second time it came up, I'm coming, I'm coming. And then we made another day like, oh, I'm coming August 28th. So I didn't come. So now he getting frustrated like he giving up. So
Yeah, for real.
so finally I was able to come. I think it was August 31st. I was like, I'm on my way. I'm getting on the flight now. So I was just calling him and let him know, like, hey, when I kept calling him like, yeah, I'm on my way, I'm on my way. He was like, I'll be there. So at that time I kind of figured that it's like he believed me that I was coming. So I showed him, I took pictures and videos and showed him like I'm in the airport.
Plane tickets and
yeah. I was like, I'm in the airport, you're gonna come get me. He was like, I'll be there. So fast forward, I flew into Jamaica. I was nervous. Remind
And for
you.
me, oh, when I was at the airport, I was so nervous. My knee was shaking. For the first time, meeting someone overseas coming in my country to see me. Uh, yeah, I know what it is.
So basically, I was nervous. I was like, this is my first time seeing this guy. I don't know if he's gonna kidnap me, hold me for ransom, or I was scared, but I hold myself. When I seen him, I was like, oh my God, he is so fine. He looked good. So let me tell y'all, when I first seen him, we gave each other a hug. He kissed me on my forehead. So I'm like,
That's
dang.
like a greetings, when they try to greet someone. Mm.
He kissed me on my forehead. And I was like, oh my God, he don't like me. Is it because I'm, kind of a big girl? At this moment, I went to second guessing myself. Like, is it because I'm a big girl? What's going on? So I was like, damn, I felt scared. So he took all my bags. We walked to the car. We got in the car. And he was looking at me and wouldn't stop looking at me. So at the time, I'm like nervous. And he was like, give me a kiss. And then he went slobbing down my face. I was like, oh, okay, okay. So we got comfortable. And I can say this. When I first met him, we got in the car. We communicated. We touched each other's hands. We hugged. The first time I ever met him, I felt like
We
he
know each other.
protected
We feel like
protected
we
me.
know each other for decades, for years.
Yes.
That's how we kind of felt like,
And I felt safe. That's the one thing that when us women come overseas to meet men, we feel like we want to feel safe and not scared of going nowhere. So he definitely made me feel safe, and I didn't have to. He was definitely a gentleman, and that really caught my eyes as well. Um,
And I
he
was saying to myself, why is a lady leave their country, travel so far to be in another country to look for their friend or a person or their boyfriend or whatever? You're supposed to make them feel comfortable,
right.
not feel scared or something. So I always got her back, like,
Right.
for real.
He definitely made me feel comfortable. I was happy the time that I was with him. He also we went to see his son. His son was happy to see me. And what kind of scared me at first, it didn't really scare me. Being that we talked on the phone so much, his son just attached to me so quick. His son was like, "Hey, mom." I was like,
That's Shamar.
I was like, what? Like, is his daddy told he? The boy is his son, one of his son that one of his sons that stays with him in Jamaica. So as I mentioned, Shamar is a great kid, brought up very well, very handsome and respectable. He said, Mom, and it kind of scared me because I didn't know if his daddy was coaching him to say things like that because, that's my first time meeting him. But he's been that I was talking on the phone with him so much on day-to-day basis, from morning to night. If he ain't playing, we on the phone all day. His son was right there with him, like laying right under him. So it's just like I came a part of their family, which is vice versa. My son got attached to him as well and started calling him
Dad
dad.
and stuff, yeah.
basically we was just like a one household, but we was actually in the United States and he was in Jamaica. So it clicked very well when we communicate with the kids as well. Now, also, he also have another son, which is Tariq. He also stay with his mom. He come to see him on the weekends. Spend time with him as well. And every time I come into the country, which is in Jamaica, I get everybody together, my son, his son, and we do things. So back to the time when I first came out there. I didn't really know what to do. So he took charge on basically going places. So I told him like I always wanted to eat fish outside, like fresh out the water and like cooked. So that's the first thing we did. Like I went home, showered. I went to the Airbnb, showered. Um, I got an Airbnb because I was like, I want my own space. I don't know what I'm coming into, but he didn't give me no bad vibe that he was staying with nobody or was in a situation. It's just something that I wanted to be comfortable, in my own space. So I told him the things that I wanted to do, which is eat seafood by the beach. So the first thing I went to the Airbnb, took a shower. We got back in the car. He was like, "Okay, let's go to the beach." So when we did get to the beach, he had some friends out there. Was willing to cook us some food. And I think I'll be able to throw a little clip in there in this video and show y'all from the first time that we met, some pictures and some videos. When I say, when you cook that food, that seafood fresh out the sea, right there on a little fire, and you throw the fish, the lobster, the crab, my God, it was so good. I met some of his friends. They was definitely nice people. They made me feel welcome, made me feel like safe and at home.
Comfortable.
Yes. And remind you, I do have people stay in Montego Bay, in Roehampton as well. I'm just saying, putting that out there. So, when I went there, I just wanted to explore the island. There was some of the little things that we did. Also, he had a party. Remember I said he's a selector. He had a party on the same beach. Remember, I don't go out that much. I don't go out that much. So when you go to Jamaica, you're gonna party from 4 o'clock or 11 o'clock that day until 5 o'clock the next day. So
Morning.
why
Yeah.
why he on the mic doing his little selector work? I'm in the car sleep half of the time because I wasn't used to it. Now remind you, I am from Miami and we do party like that, but when I had my son, I stopped going out. I was starting to be a mother, so I wasn't used to that. So while he up there, and having fun and everything, I was enjoying myself. He had friends around to make sure I was comfortable. I'm the type of person, I didn't want to make him feel uncomfortable. So I was like, I'm gonna stay way over here, but I'm gonna watch you. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to feel like I'm trying to, this is my man. I'm in Jamaica,
all up on him.
No, yes, I was just like sitting in the cut. I was watching and sitting in the cut. But he had friends around to make sure I was okay.
I'll be checking on him like every 20, 30 minutes,
Yes, he'll actually get off the mic and he'll come check on me, make sure I'm all right, give me a drink. And I'm a girl that love my Magnums. He made sure I had a drink, Magnum, and
2-3 Magnums.
So he made
That's
sure.
That's it for 2-3 Magnums.
He made sure I was okay, at all times. And as I mentioned, even back and forth, I was like, "Hey, can you give me the key? I'm tired. I'm gonna go to sleep." Even when now the party going on, it's like 2 o'clock in the morning. I got tired and went to sleep. Woke up, they still partying. I said, "Okay."
We don't leave that spot till probably about 6 in the morning.
Yes.
It was daylighting out and stuff.
It was daylight, and I was like, I'm tired. I'm tired. So, we left there. The first time when I did coming out there, I didn't really meet his other son because I was only out there for like 4 or 5 days or whatever. And I tried to, get to know him. But being that the other son was with him, staying with him, I was able to see him that time. But I knew of the other son.
The other son was with his mom side of people, so we never get the chance.
Right.
to, you know.
meet him because he wasn't at his yard, which is home. He was with his family on his mom's side. Um, we went to the beach. What else we did, babe? Like,
We go to the beach. We most of the time we spend on the beach because we try to get that lobster, the crab,
and I love seafood, so
fish, and you know. So
yeah.
we spend most of the time at the beach. Remember, she only spent 4 days, not like a week or two, you know. So we mostly go to the beach on the first time she came down there to Jamaica. Yeah,
Yeah, so mostly we spent time together and like
beach party, beach party, beach
yes.
party. That's it. Like
So I do want to let you know, like being a selector wife, and you know, most of the times I'm out there, we at parties. So, you know, getting to know our story and know us, you'll get to know us more in our journey. Right now he in the US, so I'm gonna take you through. Go ahead and follow our channel, and I'm gonna take you through all our journey till now. He freshly here now in the US, only been here for like a month and a week or two now. So if you go ahead and follow our page, I'll give you some more information. And I'll also give you a part 2 of this video on, you know, the other part of the trip. Just go ahead and follow Team Curlew, and let's see how his journey in the US will unfold. Follow the Curlews.
see y'all.